Hi, this is Zak Mir with the best of the Bulletin board heroes here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Saturday, the 24th of May. Starting off with Aurrigo, where you can see there was a beautiful rebound right on the 200-day line, gapping up on Wednesday, and looks like we've got a sort of V-shaped bull flag, ideally going to as high as £1.34 by the end of next month. Obviously, during the week, we had a very decent announcement from the company as it signed a 3-year partnership deal with Swisspool, who are obviously big wigs in the space. Upside valid while we're above the old support there around 72 pence, so that gives a reasonable point of reference. Double bounce for the RSI at 50 as well, so doing everything we like, including the starting move there, which was bear trap gap reversal, gapping up back above the December support there at 43 pence, as long ago as the beginning of last month, so already doubled since then. On to ASA, which I think also had some decent news of late, but sticking to the charting, you can see that we had the big breakout through resistance on the 15th of May. That resistance around £1.14, and we've gapped up again since then. Top of the rising trend channel here is up to £2.25. We're looking for that perhaps as soon as the end of next month, especially while we remain above recent support at £1.50. On to Borders and Southern, which I interviewed a couple of months ago, and looks like it's readying itself for a new leg to the upside. We basically closed the week at near to year highs, and looking for the shares to make progress within a rising trend channel from August up to £8.7 pence. The sizzle here is that we've never really gone back, and we had a sideways consolidation, which gives the shares a very good look, as does the way that the 50 and 200-day lines are both rising, and there's been a double RSI bounce above neutral 50. So this looks like a bull trap waiting for a bull flag, rather, waiting for a fresh leg to the upside. One of the better situations of the year to date has been Cora, and here you can see that although we've died a death in terms of the near-term price action at the top of the channel there, 11.5 pence, and we're looking for that by the end of next month, especially while we remain above the old March resistance and the 50-day line near 7.25 pence. Obviously, the Bitcoin treasury situation has been and is the flavor of the month at the moment. Market going mad for any companies in that space, and that has benefited Coinsilium near the top of a rising trend channel there. The 5.5 pence target's now become 5.6 pence, because obviously these lines keep rising. But the big announcement during the week here was that above 5.5, looking for that June resistance line projection from 2023 as high as 9 pence by the end of next month. Upside valid while we hold above 4.5 pence currently. On to an unexpected winner, which was Capai, which happened basically over the course of March. That was the big move. Obviously, we had 3 steps up through 2 steps down progress since then, but it looks like we're starting to get better momentum, and above the previous target there at 0.65, looking for the shares to get up to as high as 1.1 pence by the end of next month. 1.1 pence is the old support area in 2023 on the way down. Catenai is next, and this one has also been a very encouraging situation. Got this rising trend channel currently based around the 0.42 level. Above that, we're looking for the shares to retest the best levels of last month towards 0.8 pence plus, and hopefully do that as soon as the end of next month. If you are cautious, probably want to see a few days or end of day closes above the 0.5 pence level, and also see that the shares remain above neutral 50 in the RSI window at 56. Greatland is next, and obviously the massive interest in this stock, not least because the market cap is fast approaching the 2 billion zone. Rising trend channel here, that's been in place since the end of September. Top of the channel there, heading for 17 pence, which we've been looking for quite a while, and hoping for that maybe as soon as the end of next month, while we're above the price channel floor at 12.2 pence. Less high profile, but doing rather well nevertheless, is Jersey. And the reason for including this is because the shares have gone up and stayed up, which is something which is relatively rare. In fact, one could actually start getting rid of all these uh, previous targets because it's rather boring once they've been hit. Current situation is that we're looking at progress within a rising trend channel, which has been in place since November. The top of the channel currently heading towards the £1.60 area. Could see that as soon as the end of next month if we're lucky. And the floor of the channel basically has drawn it towards the area of the 50-day line at 104 pence. So above 104, looking for 160 on Jersey oil and gas. Mast has really rehabilitated itself in the recent past. Very, very impressive. Perhaps a little bit surprising as well, but we managed to shoot through on Friday the old target there at 0.33. Above that, we were looking for up to zero point 0.6 and looking for that now, perhaps as soon as the end of this month, i.e. by the end of next week. So that would be quite a result. You can see the major resistance for the shares towards zero point 0.6, and we're looking for that at least while we're above or at least on the right side of 0.45 pence. Metals One has surprised the market as well in the sense that lots of naysayers and other people who can't quite believe how well the company's done, but I think you might find that it's called a bull market, number one, and also obviously the company has rejigged itself in a very positive way, rising trend channel there, and above the 40 pence level, looking for the shares to eventually get up to 65 or 70 pence as a best case scenario by the end of next month. But that is only while we remain above 40 pence. Stock at the moment by quite some distance is Smarter Web, and people getting very excited ahead of the big Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas on Tuesday. And so not surprising that the shares gapped up on Friday, heading not only for a previous target I had at 75 pence, which we just missed on Friday, but actually now the top of the channel heading for 85 pence. Maybe that would be the target for the end of next month if we don't get too overexcited. In the meantime, probably the stop loss on the current rally would be just below the 60 pence level. But remarkable here that the shares behaved the initial forecast of being a buy above 15 pence, then being a buy above 25 pence, and then remaining within that rising trend channel as if it could see the channel ever since. So currently they've got the floor of the channel at just under 44 pence. Moving along to Thor Exploration, another company which I interviewed a couple of months ago, and here looks as though the shares are ready to head to new highs. We are in a consolidation between around 30 and 35 pence, but finding support above the 50-day line. Above the 50-day line, we're looking for a fresh leg up towards as high as 47 pence, hopefully by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of 30 pence, whatever happens. Very interested in TheWorks during the week, and here, because it's got a beautiful vertical move to the upside filled with gaps, and also the golden cross on Friday to end the week. That suggests that we've got enough gas in the tank and we'll have enough momentum to get up to 50 pence by the end of next month at the latest, and especially while we remain above the latest gap floor there, just above 30 pence. Moving along to the last two, the first one is one which is not so high profile, Xeros, and here it's interesting that we've now broken through that third target that we had for the shares. The first one around zero point 0.6, then it was 0.86, and now up to 1.5 and above 1.5, looking for as much as 2.3 pence by the end of next month. And ideally, we stay above that 50-day line, whatever happens. RSI 50 rebound as well, giving the situation a good look. Finishing off with Zenith Energy, and here making progress within a rising trend channel that's been in place since basically the end of December. Top of the channel there heading towards 17 pence. In fact, one could argue that the channel is a little bit higher than that and maybe heading as high as 20 pence by the end of next month, especially we can have put in more days above the old January peak there at 11.7 pence. Ideally, we stay on the right side of 10 pence. So basically, the message here is above 10, looking for 20 by the end of next month. That's it for me today. More normal bulletin board heroes coming up very soon.